kind of got a lot of things going on right now. Well, hello, good friends. Guess what today is? It is the day that we are doing our third recent Trim Healthy Mama various cookbook inspired big batch dessert video. That's right. Well, these will be big batch desserts that are also sugar-free and gluten-free, and several of them have dairy-free options as well. You know, my whiteboard here, I've had a list of sugar-free and gluten-free desserts, and we've been working our way down this list. And so today, of course, fingers crossed, right? That all the odds are in our favor, that we will be doing the no-bake cookies on page 316 of the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. And that's these beautiful no-bake cookies here. I've also had some folks, losing my little peeled magazine bookmarks, but I have had some folks in my household make these before. We use coconut flakes and they are delicious. Now, we were going to do these Cry No More brownies. I was a different person when I wrote that on the whiteboard, just making a joke about that, but those require frozen okra. I don't have any frozen okra right now. There's okra as like a special secret ingredient in some phenomenal THM recipes, but I'm not going to do a Walmart order just for frozen okra or take an hour of my life this Saturday morning to go to Walmart for the frozen okra. So I'm just gonna replace it with a different recipe, but these do look like a lot of fun. So when I was going through the Trim Healthy Table cookbook, where other recipes are, I came upon their carrot cake deluxe, and hey, I have carrots. We like carrot cake. So this is on page 375, Trim Healthy Table. And again, my desserts are not going to be as pretty as their desserts, but they are just as delicious, and that's what matters. So we're doing this carrot cake to replace the Cry No More brownies. It's just in my head. I'm like, you are the replacement. And then because we love all combinations of chocolate and peanut butter here in this universe, right? We are gonna do the incredible peanut butter cookie muffins. Yeah, page 371 of the Trim Healthy Table cookbook. And then we're gonna also make the magic salted caramel cupcakes. These are on page 379 of Trim Healthy Table. Now, there's a very special secret ingredient in these cupcakes along the same lines of frozen okra, just as wild, and you'll go, what? Whenever we get to this recipe, so keep your ears peeled for that. And then it's gonna be some cinnamon butter Bundt cake. Okay, now as I say that, I'm like, do I even know where my Bundt pan is? It might be in that drawer. We might just be doing a 9 by 13. Let's see. Oh, they also have, and if you don't have a Bundt pan, you can do 12 to 16 cupcakes. We might be doing cinnamon butter cupcakes. My Bundt pan that I'm seeing in my head, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. And I'm feeling like there's a lot of Teflon that was peeling off of it. That's probably why I probably got rid of it a while ago, and I'm like, I need another Bundt pan. But anyway, in my late teens, early 20s, when I started to do like the little Duncan Hines and Betty Crocker box cakes, I would do like one little Bundt cake a week. That Bundt shape is a precious memory. And then one of my cousins who did Tupperware gave me this cake cutter that was like the perfect triangle, and so if you put it down a Bundt cake, it just made the perfect little cake slices. So that's our little baking memory lane for this moment. Yeah, I know in my first 2 Trim Healthy Mama sugar-free, gluten-free dessert videos, we did a bunch from Trim Healthy Indulgence and we did a bunch from Trim Healthy Future. So these are also great cookbooks to have, especially if you're looking for healthy dessert options. There's also healthy breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack options as well. Now, a lot of these desserts that I'm doing use the Trim Healthy Mama baking blend, and I've gotten some comments from some viewing friends that they can't afford the baking blend, or for whatever reason, they can't get it in the country they're located in. Now in the description of this video, and none of this is sponsored, so it's just, these cookbooks are my friends, okay? Okay. And I like to film videos that are fun for me, and this is my idea of a good time. So I have linked in these videos where I use the Trim Healthy Mama recipes, I have links where you can get their products. However, there's alternatives if you can't get their particular products for whatever the reason may be, and they even mention that there are homemade baking blend alternatives that are out there. In fact, linked down in the description of this video, I have linked YouTube videos and blog posts from other ladies who do Trim Healthy Mama, and they have their own homemade baking blend alternatives that you can use with ingredients from Walmart and also potentially ordering on Amazon. I like using their baking blend because it's super convenient for making all of these big batch goodies. And I like to get it in the 3-pound bags. But again, link down below, I'm gonna have alternatives for you if you need to mix and match your ingredients and make it work for you. Also, I just don't want you to be intimidated. Like, I'll use the Trim Healthy Mama sweeteners, but even they say in their own book, if you don't have their sweetener with their butterfly on it, there's a lot of other sweeteners out there that you can use. Like, I use a lot of monk fruit, I also use a lot of stevia, and all of those are alternatives that you can use with a lot of these dessert recipes. And in fact, many of those I've learned from the Trim Healthy Mama universe for, again, ages of my children. My first go with Trim Healthy Mama was probably like 11 years ago now. So I learned about stevia, just as an example, from Trim Healthy Mama. And I also want to say, you can totally be doing the Trim Healthy Mama, whoop, I'm losing my bookmarks, Trim Healthy Mama plan and way of eating, where you do your S meals and your E meals and your fuel pools, and you eat your food the way that the plan describes. Or very loosely, you can enjoy the benefits of these recipes and this plan if you're looking for some gluten-free, sugar-free. Let me pick up my bookmarks. Oh, this is a little homemade paper airplane bookmark for Mama. If you're looking for some healthy recipe alternatives, you do not have to have the Trim Healthy Mama tattoo on your arm to enjoy the recipes and all they have to offer. So now that we got all that housekeeping out of the way, I just wanted to let you know, if you do not have the ingredients with the butterfly in the bag, I'm going to link ingredient alternatives for you in the description below, plus the link to get their wonderful ingredients with the butterfly on the bag, also the cookbooks, and additionally recipe variations and such. So be sure to check out that description. Okay, so for these no-bake cookies, we need coconut oil, which I just went downstairs to my basement to get. We need coconut flakes, which I bought this winter to do this recipe. And here we are, July, almost into August. Probably August when you see this. Pressed peanut flour, then cocoa powder, sugar-free peanut butter. We have peanut butter here waiting to fulfill its destiny for that. And then they say super sweet or gentle sweet or whatever, you know, stevia, monk fruit, whatever works for you as your sugar-free sweetener. This is some super sweet that I got a hole in. So we're holding on to that. And then some salt. So we got some salt there, and we're gonna just do these like no-bake cookies. It's gonna be great. These are also dairy-free. It says warm the coconut oil into a liquid if it's solid, so we'll need to do that. We're gonna combine the remaining ingredients in a bowl. We're gonna scoop out rounded tablespoon-ish sizes and mound them on parchment paper and freeze until solid, which is going to be fantastic, and also make it super easy for me to repackage and freeze extras. Which there's, of course, no guarantee that I'm going to actually have extras because there's 10 of us and we have a little bit to share, so there will be a lot of humans eating these. But they are freezer friendly, so that's what matters. Okay, so for these no-bake cookies, it says it makes about 18 cookies. We're gonna do a ×4 batch because that's how we roll. So we're gonna have, let's see, instead of ½ a cup of coconut oil, we will have 2 cups. I am just writing this in my book so I have it. We will have 8 cups of our coconut flakes. We will have 1½ cups of our pressed peanut flour, because in their book they ask for 6 tablespoons. We will have 1 cup of cocoa powder because their original recipe is for 1/4 cup. We will, let's see, instead of 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, we will do ½ a cup. And then for the sweetener, we have, they say 4 to 5 teaspoons super sweet blend ground in a coffee grinder, or 10 teaspoons of gentle sweet. I think what I have in this bag is super sweet blend. Again, use your monk fruit if that's what you have. Use your stevia if that's what you have. I'm gonna do 6 tablespoons, and then we've got our pinches of salt. So I'll just, instead of 4 pinches of salt, I'll call that a teaspoon or so. So I think we're pretty good there on me. Additionally, you know, doing my own math on the side, and I think this is pretty okay, so I won't mess it up too bad. And it'll still be delicious. Okay, so we've got our coconut oil that we're making into a liquid now in the microwave, and then again the rest we're just dumping it all in the bowl. So we've got 8 cups of our unsweetened cocoa flakes. And I'm sorry, not cups of unsweetened cocoa flakes, although those also sound delicious, but are unsweetened coconut flakes. Now these THM sugar-free, gluten-free, no-bake cookies turned out fantastic. The only thing that I will say is in the pictures they had larger flakes of coconut, and these were definitely smaller shredded Walmart flakes, and it's okay, it all works out the same in the end, but that's where things look a little different. I think by their pictures they look more like the traditional no-bake cookies that you make with oatmeal. And those are also a favorite at my household. And several people loved the shredded coconut, and then some people, it's not their thing. But look, we got more pressed peanut flour. Whenever I got my updated THM order with refilling some of the things I've run out of on these Trim Healthy Mama baking days, I was like, oh, we can do this again. Let's big batch cook up a bunch of cupcakes and cakes and no bakes and all these adventures and just celebrate with our THM pressed peanut flour and our baking blend. But like I share with you in this video, there are several alternatives out there. If you do not have their branded baking blend, which I like to order it and keep a couple bags of it on hand because it makes it extra easy for gluten-free and sugar-free cooking. There are definitely many tried and true recipes out there that they even recommend that I will link for you in the description below if you're not able to order their baking blend for whatever reason. You can find those recipes linked below. And also, it feels like an accomplishment to get through yet another container of unsweetened chocolate. That means we've been making chocolate things, which is also my favorite. This is just to help me eyeball it. It's half a cup. And this is not perfection, but here I am. Okay, and I think I'm gonna soften this too, because it gets hard. Not in this cup though. Lets me know I'm eyeballing kind of in the right way. And then this is our 2 cups of coconut oil. Then we'll do our 4 pinches of salt times 4. We'll do a capful. And then our sugar, well, sweetener, whatever flavor you're using, and I'm using my busted bag. We're gonna throw in, it's about 6 tablespoons. Now, I need to order like a I need to order a dozen actual tablespoons because I'm just out. I have this half tablespoon. My other tablespoons, they're just gone now. My drawers are organized, but my tablespoons are now gone. So here we go. Natural peanut butter can be fun to work with. So I broke up that a little bit too hard natural peanut butter. I mean, I could open up a new thing of natural peanut butter. I'm just trying to use the last little half a cup there. I think we're gonna be okay. I broke it up a little more. Zinged it in the microwave a little longer. Think we've got it to where we can use it now. I mean, it's either gonna be great or it's gonna mess up the times 4 batch of the recipe, right? One or the other. One or the other. I don't know. No, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go with this. It's bothering me. Okay. I wish I could hear you all talk to me, right? Yeah. This is better. This is better. I'll use that for something, but pretty sure it was half a cup now. Yes, half a cup of natural style peanut butter. Just what was at the bottom, it's just not gonna work. Pretty good. That's pretty good. And remember, you know my motto, we just need to be pretty good or pretty okay for things to work out pretty well. So, okay, that's much better. I can get behind this. I don't let peanut butter go to waste though. I will do something with that, even if it just goes in some smoothies coming up. Because then it'll be pulverized properly. Okay, so let me see. I don't think there was anything else. It just says combined in a bowl. And then we're gonna get our parchment paper out and go from there. And that's how easy this recipe is. As long as you get your sugar-free peanut butter to cooperate, you then just mix it all up, and then we're gonna plop it down onto parchment paper and put it in the freezer. It doesn't really need to freeze for, 24 hours or more, but of course in my situation, as I get working on different recipes before I can get back to it, it does freeze more than a day and is absolutely delicious. I suggest to actually keep it in the freezer because it does start to melt pretty quickly, and so there's nothing wrong with having these no-bake shredded coconut based sugar-free, gluten-free cookies ready in the freezer, and you can just eat them directly from there. Now I'm pulling out my baking sheets, and I'm going to also put parchment paper on them, and then we're going to plop our cookies. Now they say to plop, I believe it was about a tablespoon or so down for each cookie, and of course I eyeball it, and my cookies are probably 3 tablespoons each. And it's okay. They stay held together just fine, and it all works out in the end. And I'm just stirring it up again with my spoon for a moment here, and then I'm just going to take my regular old spoon and plop down some nice Mega Mama size no-bake cookies. We get these down in the freezer, and as I shared, we will get them in the next day or so to get them bagged up individually. Also do some more taste testing, which I highly recommend because they are delicious. In their pictures, they have larger shredded coconut, and they do say we prefer big flakes for this. It says the unsweetened coconut flakes prefer big flakes, and when I ordered these, this is a Walmart ingredient. This is the coconut that they had in stock. So I'm hopeful that our melted coconut oil, our melted peanut butter going in the freezer, that these are gonna freeze perfect and be delicious, right? Down in the freezer in like 3 minutes. So now we are on our third pan, and I just continue to fill these baking sheets until we run out of our no-bake mix. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So on our recipe, it said that the single batch that was in there makes about 18, so that already means, we're kind of guesstimating, right? So a ×4 batch would be about 72. I got right around 53. It's perfect, it's fantastic, it's my kind of math. And in their directions, they say, hold on, I got something soaking, let me turn my water off. But also in their recipe, they said to do a tablespoon, and these are Jamerrill size cookies. They look like they're 2 to 3 tablespoon heaps per cookie. So it all, it all maths and kind of works out in the end. Okay, so I'm just stacking these willy-nilly, which is my favorite way to stack things in the freezer, just so that they can freeze for a few hours while we do other things. Okay, so we got those we're gonna cross off. Alrighty, so we can at least cross off the no-bake cookies. Now I'm like, which one am I feeling next? Let's look. I think the rest of them are actually all in Trim Healthy Table. Each one has so many good things. So 371. I'm like, oh, those look delicious. Okay, oh, those look delicious. 371. Okay, Incredible Peanut Butter Cookie Muffins. These are dairy-free, and then in many of their cookbooks, they'll have this NSI at the top, and it means no special ingredients, meaning it's all things you can get at the store. So it says use the frugal flour option on page 40, but note this will change the muffins to a light S, or you can make them fuel pool friendly. Frugal option to use half coconut flour, half oat fiber. Use grocery store sugar-free defatted peanut flour and an on-plan sweetener. So that's some options they give you on 344 to use Walmart ingredients if you need to. And so I'm gonna see on page 40 of this book, because again, I know several of you have asked me about a homemade version of the baking blend, and I've seen different versions floating around over the years. 40. Frugal flour mixed together equal parts golden flax meal and coconut flour. So this is on page 40. It says these two flours are easy and inexpensively found at grocery stores. And this blend can be used for many recipes where we call for THM baking blend. So again, I'm hearing from so many of you in so many of these videos where I make these recipes because I love these cookbooks. So there's an option for you. So if you get the Trim Healthy Table cookbook, and I'll link it below, and these have been out for several years. I mean, sometimes I even see these books at the thrift store, and when I do, I pick them up, and I always have a friend that would love to have them. So anyway, there's an option. Then they also talk about mix together equal parts golden flax meal, almond flour, and coconut flour. So there's options. Like I said already, down in the description, when I Googled on my phone the other day for baking blend options, so many search results came up, but I have gone through and picked out some for you, videos and blog posts, plus again, page 40 of this cookbook gives you the option. But because I'm fancy and I got a couple new bags of baking blend, I'm gonna use that today. So, baking blend, peanut flour, our sweetener, aluminum-free baking powder, salt, egg whites. We've got cartons of egg whites, we can do it. Water and vanilla, and we have our homemade vanilla. And then they have a handy chocolate syrup recipe. Water, coconut powder, sweetener. And they actually pour that over the tops of these, which I don't think we'll complain about. Okay, so just times 14 all over the place. We will do 5 1/3 cups baking blend, 2 1/3 cups peanut flour, 2 cups of our sweetener, 4 tablespoons baking powder, 2 teaspoons mineral salt, 6 cups egg whites. I hope I have that many egg whites. I guess I need to quickly look at my other recipes. 2 tablespoons vanilla. Let me see. That's a lot of egg whites if I times 4 that. So all our recipes are really close in this book here though. The coconut, the carrot cake, would be potentially a cup of egg whites, And then the magic salt caramel cakes that has the special ingredient. Egg whites, egg whites, egg whites. 3 large eggs, okay. So not just egg whites. And then the cinnamon butter bundt cake that we're gonna make into cupcakes. 3 large eggs, I'm not seeing egg whites. So if I have enough egg whites to pull this off for these delicious things, then that is fine, because we're using up stuff that we bought to make yummy desserts with. And we love to use up yummy stuff that we bought to make yummy desserts with. That is great. So I'm just gonna take a moment here and work on cleaning up what I can. Just cleaning out different little measuring cups, measuring spoons. We're gonna get this bowl washed. Just take a few minutes to do this. I need to get on Amazon. What am I doing with my life? And I need to order like 2 or 3 more sets of measuring cups and measuring spoons, because when I get working on different projects, I just go through a lot. And sometimes I've had teens or a friend who can be off camera and keep things washed up for me, but I haven't had anyone to do that for me. Thinking in 2025, maybe a couple times in summer 2024. It's just never lined up. So we can wash some things. Just gonna wash up and keep moving forward with our projects. There are different ingredients, and I'm trying to not, have sticky peanut butter in the one thing that may not have sticky peanut butter, right? Sometimes when you're cooking, you can just kind of fudge and get away with it and reuse the bowl, but sometimes you definitely need to rinse stuff out and keep on going. Okay, so next up, so we're gonna times 4 this. So we're gonna jump on in. So I'm gonna do 5 1/3 cups. Get all our little, we just had so much coconut oil and peanut butter and sticky stuff with that first recipe. It was best to just do some washing now. And like I said, believe it or not, there's some kitchen things that over the years, they're just officially gone. Regular forks and spoons disappear, and now like my tablespoon. So we will do it. So baking blend. I can put baking blend in the bag. All right, we can, in the bag. Well, I can take baking blend. Ugh. I think I can do this. Baking blend. Put it into the bowl. So, let's see here. We need 5 1/3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Probably have almost a 4th one left. See if I can do it. Pretty good there. Oh, I hate to get the crumbs out, right? Okay. And again, it is nice to have the bags of baking blend, but not required. There are options. And yes, I just stuck that in that bag, but we finished our 4th cup and 5, and then 3rd. Nice, have it. Okay, next dry ingredient. So original for the 12 large muffins is 3/4 cup of pressed peanut flour. We've got 2 2/3 cups of pressed peanut flour. Well, nice little crumbs get in there. Okay, so. And they said basically the Walmart equivalent would be the defattened peanut flour. So there are definitely some alternative ingredients out there that you can get at your local Walmart, and you can also order on Amazon when you need to get ingredients for these different sugar-free and gluten-free recipes. Don't be intimidated and think that you need a lot of special ingredients. This cookbook that we're working with
gives us ideas on non-special ingredients that you can easily find at your local stores, and they are definitely more easily available in this day and age than when I got my first Trim Healthy Mama cookbook in, see, by the ages of my children, probably 11 years ago with their original cookbook. There were definitely some things that I had to order or I had to hunt for, and everything has improved, it seems. You know, even Walmart has more options these days on special ingredients, and so you should be able to find many of your items locally, or again, at least on Amazon. You can also order these products directly from Trim Healthy Mama, and I will have the link for you for all the cookbooks and for their ingredients in the description below.
So with our baking powder, the original recipe is 1 tablespoon. We're doing 4 tablespoons. I don't have a tablespoon. I only have a half tablespoon. So you will see me do 8 half tablespoons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just to, you know, be on my toes a little more. Okay, and then our other dry ingredients. So we need salt, 2 teaspoons of salt. Oh wait, I did find a tablespoon. That's nice. And winning teaspoon. So 2 teaspoons, but let's see if Jamerrill pours in extra. Pretty good, pretty okay. Oh, getting a little excited there. Got that. Now, okay, then it's liquid, so we're just gonna mix these up. It says dry ingredients, large bowl, whisk together. Well, we're kind of stirring together, then add the wet ingredients and stir well. Allow mixture to set up for about 10 minutes as it'll be very wet at first. Then we're gonna put this in our muffin cups and bake for about 22 minutes. And while it's baking, we will make the chocolate syrup. Sounds pretty good. I also just got a mouthful of this peanut flour and sweetener and not complaining. Okay, so our 6 cups of egg whites. Let's see here. Egg whites, water, vanilla, right? Egg whites, water, vanilla. That's all we need. We have our vanilla here. I just got scared for a minute because I saw the 24 on here. I'm like, wait a minute. This is dated for September 10th, 2025. And then it has a code 10:34. And again, my eye caught the 34, caught the 4 at the end as if it was 24. And I'm like, you're not from a year ago, are you? Because I really, and these are dated August, this is dated August 31st, 2025. Okay, we're good, we're clear. But still, you know, just have to keep my eyes peeled apparently. There's 4. And this is probably gonna finish things out. Okay, that was a little extra excited there. So I actually can pour some back in. I'm trying to behave. Make sure I get only 2 more cups. There we go. Okay, good. Just in case I spill, will this work? It's almost a whole cup of egg whites. We don't need them to be extra wet. Okay, good job. I encourage us in this. Doing pretty good there. Okay, egg whites and water. 6 cups of water. Okay, and then 2 tablespoons of vanilla. Who are we? We're people who throw vanilla around, apparently. Okay. 1, 2. Authentic. How you smell? Pretty vanilla-y. Okay, that's that. And it last told us to stir it well and then allow it to sit. And that's good because while it sits, we can clean up again for a few minutes. I will probably pull the ingredients for the next recipe. We will then get this in our muffin tins, and not tins, but you know, our muffin pans. And then, boy, this is wet. Whew, whew, whew. I'm trusting the process. Dry ingredients, large bowl, add wet, stir well. Okay. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And then we're gonna let it sit. Yeah, I'm all for that. I was giving you our to-do list, which is very important. Thanks for listening. So while this sits, we will pull ingredients. I've got to go back to there to help my brain get back on the train for making our plan. Then we will make the chocolate sauce while these bake. Then we will pull these, and then while they cool, we will start the next recipe. I'm gonna get my whisk. I just feel like there's some clumps that will respond to whisking. I don't think we'll put the whisk in here. Hold on, we'll find them. So yes, this is wet, but it's not as wet as it was looking in the beginning. I'm going to try to stop mixing it together now. Just let it sit. Let's get the muffin liners out and get ready for the next steps. Alrighty, and there they are, so nice. Those. Baking sheets, check. Okay, so this is pretty well ready to go. I'm just gonna set this to give myself a reminder. And now, I'm just gonna quickly rinse these things off. We didn't do too bad. Pretty good there. Another thing I need. So recently at Costco, I got, what was it? Did I get 3 or 4? 3 or 4 new packs of dish towels I need to get. I think these washcloths, yeah, even holding it up, like it looks super dingy. These are my kitchen cloths, but they're probably 3 years old by now. I need to just let these ones go and get 3 or 4 new packs of kitchen cloths. Okay, that one's clean. These are good. Good. That needs to go back in the fridge. So for the, it's called Handy Chocolate Syrup. Water, cocoa powder, sweetener, salt, vanilla. We're gonna put it all in a saucepan, bring it to a boil on medium heat, whisking often. So I'm going to wait on that because I don't want to babysit something quite yet, but again, the whole like chocolate sauce situation on the top looks delightful. and yes, and yes. Okay, so we have, well, that's about ready to beep, and we will fill those muffin cups. Well, I just landed on the carrot cake. Not mad about that. I guess we'll just do that next. Seems just as good as anything. This is multiple serve. Good on using a timer. Let's see, baking blend. So if this carrot cake deluxe, love that word, is for an 8-inch square cake pan, again, like, I even have the walnuts. Who are we? And I double it, that means it's going to nicely fill a 9 by 13. The cooking time here for the 8-inch pan, it's got 40 to 45 minutes until the top of the cake is no longer soggy. Means we'll be off the rails minimally here, friends. Minimally off the rails by doubling it. We just may need to cook it a little longer. It may get 5 more minutes, or with me, it might get 15 more minutes, and then we're, then hi, I'm the problem, it's me. But we're gonna go for it. It has the whey protein, which I have in the THM brand, but they give a little note. It says for NSI, no special ingredients. Use the frugal flour option on page 40 that we talked about already, and then find a gently processed grocery store whey protein isolate with only 1 gram of carb, and use a grocery store on-plan sweetener. So again, so many of you, I'm just talking about this so much in this video, but it's in my head from answering comments from my second video on this a few days ago. Those of you who are asking me for frugal alternatives, Trim Healthy Table basically on every page has little hacks on how to get through it. And then like for dairy free, it says for dairy free, omit the frosting and make a glaze by whisking together 2 tablespoons of nut milk. Then they go on to say lemon juice, some sweetener, some lemon extract. It also says omit the whey protein and use an extra 1/4 cup of baking blend. So there's all kinds of little extra hacks in this cookbook going in that direction. All right, good. Well, I feel, like every recipe, I've got to kind of get my head in it. I'm like, we could do a 9 by 13 carrot cake next. That sounds fun. I'm going to get my carrots out and symbolically set them here so we know what's next. These carrots are already washed because I washed them the other day when I was going through to cook a chicken, as I do. And those are the ones I put back in the bag. We'll probably get 4 to 6 more, maybe. Pizza pan it is. Don't know if we're gonna get a 6th one, but we'll try. We are so gonna try. We might if we scrape every little bit. That little bit I think we can get one more. I think we did it. We're getting 54. I think so, yes. All right, so we're just gonna wait on that handy chocolate syrup. Looks great. Those are doing their thing. Let's get our carrot cakes going. Hey, look, we're already preheating the ovens because they're going. Whisk together, okay, baking blend. Coconut, walnuts, I need to go pull those, our sweetener, our spices, our salt, our baking powder. And then we're gonna add our eggs, egg whites, coconut oil. How many egg whites did this need? I didn't miss it. We didn't, did we? We have the video footage. I'm going down my list here. Okay, we will need 1 cup of egg whites. Look at us. We poured that back into the carton. Okay, so good. We'll need 3 cups of grated carrots. We have cream cheese, we have butter. I'm looking at the frosting ingredients. I'm not doing a dairy-free situation with the frosting, but again, they have a dairy-free glaze option here on page 375. Okay, so gonna go pull walnuts. Okay, we need cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice, and cloves, and some eggs. I gotta run around this kitchen here for a minute and pull some ingredients. Oh, I just want to say, like, magic. We need unsweetened shredded coconut. Got it. Today's our day, I tell ya. Going pretty well. We missed it on the frozen okra, but everything else is going our way, and we like that. So I have unsweetened almond milk. Okay, little extra ingredient gathering time. These are just to eat now.
And now we're back for a little time of quickly washing our bowl, washing our measuring cups we have, and a few items quickly so that we have everything fresh as we roll into this next recipe. And it's time to pull some goodies from the oven, so I'm just going to go ahead and set those out. You know, everything at one time. Things need washed, and things, all of a sudden, alarms are going off, buzzers are ringing, and it's time to pull things out of the oven. And then we have these little top rack surprises. I did switch them out halfway through. These were on the bottom the first half of the time, and then at the top towards the end. These were on the top to start. You know, they look a little weird. They look a little weird. Something happened here compared to those that started on the bottom rack. But oh well, we're gonna cover them in chocolate sauce. They'll have no problems. Okay, so now doing our own carrot cake doubling attempt.
So this is going to be 3 cups of baking blend. I feel like I smell carrot cake already. It's just in my soul calling to me. Okay. And then it'll be half a cup of the whey protein. But again, they gave options for a Walmart alternative. And the original recipe is 1/4 of a cup. We're gonna do 1/2 of a cup. It says baking blend, protein, coconut, walnut, sweeteners, spices, salt, baking powder. Then we'll do our wet ingredients. Okay, so we got that. 2/3 of a cup of our coconut. I am so excited about this. Okay, so then what's our next adventure? Walnuts. 2/3 of a cup of walnuts. One and a half cups of our sweetener. Back to our blown up bag. And it's a tablespoon and a teaspoon. Some of our cinnamon. I don't have nutmeg, so we're just gonna pretend like I do. But I have cloves and I have allspice, so I'm pretty well making it here. So it's cinnamon, no nutmeg, allspice, 1 tablespoon. Boy, that smells good. And then half a teaspoon of cloves, which I probably have. I have all the little random ones. I don't use that much. Of cloves. And it says that's optional, but since we have no nutmeg, I just like all the smells. Okay, and then half a teaspoon of salt. Together, Jamerrill, hold it together. Pretty good. Pretty good there. Okay. Salt, a tablespoon and a teaspoon of our baking powder, because the original recipe is 2 teaspoons. And of course we're doing 2 half tablespoons. And a teaspoon. I do have my liquid tablespoon around here somewhere. It's, I think, over on the town. Okay. Okay, that's all our dry ingredients. Okay, now I'm gonna get a bowl for the wet ingredients. I can do that in there. 6 eggs. We have 6 eggs. And these are not the last 6 eggs in the house. So we're pretty much winning all the time today. One little speck of a shell in there. We'll get it though. Got it. Again, the wins continue. Okay. Next, cup of egg whites, and I've set those out. Okay, I did just have to have ChatGPT help me through my math equation here. So we need 2/3 of a cup of coconut oil. I have half a cup still liquefied earlier from, what was the first recipe we did? The no-bake cookies. This was a little too much that I saved off extra because I figured we'd be using it in some other recipe. We need, where are we? Where am I on this page? 2/3 of a cup. So I have half a cup, and I said to ChatGPT, hold on here. I said, if I have half a cup of coconut oil already melted, it's like a school math problem, but brain help. How much more do I need to equal 2/3 of a cup? And see, ChatGPT talks nice to me. It's kind, okay? So it breaks down the math and it says you will need to add 1/6 of a cup more. What's 1/6 of a cup in tablespoons? I didn't even ask. 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons. Now, ChatGPT also gets things wrong, but I'm tired and I think I need an afternoon nap. So we're gonna go with it, okay? So we've got our half a cup already melted, and I have this liquid tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons. Gonna put that in something itty bitty teeny weeny little polka dot bikini, right? Okay, gonna do that. Stay up there. And then we will just zing it in the microwave for a minute. But this coconut oil is softening already. I may not even need to microwave it, actually. We've been doing baking in here already. So there's 2 tablespoons, and then give me 2-ish. I guess we'll put that in the microwave for like 15 seconds to play along. And I apologize in advance if I made some math there or there, but that is what it's like cooking with me. Coconut oil, we need almond milk. We need 1.5 cups of almond milk. Now this is just me drinking water. That's all that's happening with that. Already, thank you. Got it. Nice. Now, 1.5 cups. Almond milk, doing it. Great. Okay. still need to do our 3 cups of carrots too. Now this will make several of you hurt how I'm gonna grate these carrots, and I apologize in advance. Look, I have a pie pan though, that's pretty cute. Okay. It says, for the 1.5 cups grated carrots, grated on the finest grating option, it's about 2 small to medium carrots. So those are pretty big. We'll do 3 carrots and call it good. I think that's okay. I guess I'll peel those first. This is my favorite peeler, by the way. And it's lasted me several years. People ask me why I don't use like an electric peeler or anything fancy like that. And this is somehow just easier in my brain. I feel like, yeah, but by the time I get all that out, I can just do things this way. Okay, don't have farm any animals anymore. I'm not gonna be a good enough person to put these in my freezer. So, to like, you know, make broth later. It's just not happening right now. Okay. But I am making homemade from scratch, gluten-free, sugar-free carrot cake. I'm doing that. You guys are gonna give me like so many awesome carrot grating tips. I just hear you already. Probably pretty good. Okay, probably pretty good. We got a pie pan full of carrots, so pretty good. They had said grated on the finest grating option, and this is what we get, but pretty okay. Life with me, carrots stay over there. It's going to be a pretty cake, I know that. Just says add them together and stir well. And this one is $3.50 for, again, 40 to 45 minutes. So, and we may need a few more minutes here. We're gonna have to wing it and eyeball it, which we're pretty okay at because we're doing a double batch in the 9x13 can. But boy, this is looking like a carrot cake. I like it. Okay. Okay, and I think we'll do the frosting for this and that chocolate sauce next. So those things will be done. I say that and then my brain is like, maybe I want to do all the icings at the end. Like have an icing time, because then we have a caramel sauce topping and a frosting for the magic salted caramel cakes. And then we have the cinnamon butter glaze for those Bundt cakes turn cupcakes. My brain will tell us. It'll lead us a minute. I'm eyeballing this. I might do, I don't know what I'm doing yet. How do you like that? Stick around, let's find out. I don't know how much this is gonna rise. So yeah, I'm just, this is really full. I thought I would be okay with this, and now that I see it, I'm not thinking this is okay. I think this will not give great amount for icing. Okay, I'm gonna try to play it safe. So I'm gonna play it safe by using, what is this, a little 5x9 pan. I feel like if they're both half full, that'll give it a little room and it'll give us room for icing. I feel like this is a sensible choice. Okay, okay. I guess we technically don't have any baking powder in this, but I'm just worried because it's me. I'm just worried. I think this is the sensible choice. I really do. And we have the humming of the oven in the background because I'm getting that heated up again, but I think this is the way to go. Again, we're off the rails with their recipe, so if anything goes wrong, it's me. And I'm gonna set my time. I'm still gonna set it at they said 40 to 45 minutes. I'm gonna set it for 40 and then we'll check them. And now it's time to just do a quick cleanup from that recipe. We will get things soaking and washing. You will also be happy to know from the future, many of you have been concerned about my water pressure in this sink. It turns out there's just some sediment in the head, in that faucet head. And when I had a plumber come out here recently to check in on some plumbing things for me, they helped me figure that out. And it was not a huge deal. So in future videos, we will have full water pressure back at this sink. I'm so thankful that it was just a simple thing. Don't we love it when it is actually a simple thing? I had 4 plumbing things happen and they came out, and in like 30 minutes, they helped me with 4 simple things, and I'm thankful. salted caramel cupcakes. Let's go. And they also have the non-special ingredient friendly directions. Says use grocery store on-plant sweetener and caramel extract. For dairy-free, it says to omit the frosting, make a dairy-free running glaze by heating together coconut oil, gentle sweet, nut milk, and caramel extract in a saucepan. So this one has the very tricky ingredients. I've dented the cans already of the white beans. So originally it calls for 2 15-ounce cans. That's what I have here. I'm gonna need to go downstairs and get some more if I double. Let's decide. How many are we doing? And there's egg whites again, but I have eggs. I mean, I can get egg whites the old-fashioned way. So we need beans. Okay, if we double, it'll be 2 more cans of beans, 6 eggs. We will pull the equivalent of 1.5 cups of egg whites, our sweetener, baking powder, baking soda, our vanilla, our caramel extract, which I don't have. I do have butter extract that I got for that delicious Bundt cake situation. And then salt and coconut oil. That's it. It says the magic lies in the fact that no flour is needed for these. Don't tell your picky family members, but white beans create a moist and lovely texture. I've never made these, but I do know all the times they have guided me to blend the soul out of okra and add it to different recipes. It has worked out phenomenally. The key is to refrigerate the cupcakes for 4 to 6 hours before eating. Even better overnight. Noted. Okay. I think we will double these. And they look delicious. Mine aren't gonna look like that, but they're going to be yummy. Okay, actually our cake timer is getting ready to go off. I was getting ready to talk to you about these salted caramel cupcakes. I am now missing 2 of whatever these are called that we need to make the chocolate sauce for. Samples have been taken. They like them even without the sauce. I had one bite, not super sweet, would love to have them. It's some kind of peanut butter chocolate muffin. Whatever I said earlier, that's the name of it. Oh.
I mean, we're not mad about this. Yeah, okay, I think we're okay here. This is a little thicker. That was a good call. Look at us doing good calls.
Okay, so carrot cakes are out. Magic salted caramel cupcakes. So this is one of their recipes that they say you put the ingredients in the food processor and process well. I have my Vitamix, which, man, that thing has like survived 4 years with me. So whatever that means for Vitamix, that's a good one. So that's what we're gonna do. It's just gonna have to go in the Vitamix. But we're gonna do a double batch. So we will dump all the ingredients in here, feed it through the Vitamix, and from the Vitamix directly into the cupcake liners, which means we should get these others out. I know they continue cooking while they sit in there. If I was a better person, I would have already had them out. But again, you know what I like to say, the horrors persist, yet so do I.
So we are just gonna, I love saying that. I find myself saying that all the time. We're gonna. We get all of those muffins out and on the racks, and they're all delicious, even the ones that, I liked it how the 2 dozen that cooked on the lower rack, everything must have been perfection on that lower rack because it had that texture, just like in the picture. And the chocolate sauce pours perfect on those. And Yeah, some of those on the top rack just baked a little wonky, but I will tell you they did get eaten just the same. So I poured my beans out. It's a magic bean secret ingredient. Poured them out through the strainer to get rid of the liquid. And now we are going to put in our other ingredients, and I'm just going to get all of these ingredients in the bowl, and then we're going to take some time to process everything through the Vitamix. And then from there, we are going to get these cupcakes into the liners and bake them yet again. And these did turn out fantastic. Also being me, I don't bake these and get them iced on the same day with this volume by myself in the kitchen. So they say in the recipe book that these cupcakes should go in the refrigerator for a certain amount of time just to take away any bean taste. And so my cupcakes were in the refrigerator for 24 hours before they were iced and eaten. No one was the wiser. Some thought it was really cool that there were beans in there, and some didn't even know, didn't even care. So, and then of course, you know, some humans are like, I'm not even trying this. What are you doing now? No way. But they were delicious, and this was a really fun flour-free alternative to get some good, wholesome, gluten-free from scratch cupcakes. We are still rocking with our homemade vanilla, so I am proud of us for that. We're going to put in our coconut oil that has already come to room temperature, just hanging out with me in my kitchen. And we are mixing everything up by hand now. And now, oh yeah, and I do pretty well not breaking that platter also. So I am proud of us for that. And I'm just going to take cupfuls of this mixture, run it through the Vitamix. There we go. Can we do it? And I was really questioning, can I fit it all in there? Because it would also be like me, have a problem with this, but it's working out. It's working out. Platters are falling, but not breaking. So still winning, definitely. I am slowly going through in my house and actually taking down different farm decor. And so several of you have asked, because I mentioned, you know, it's a pressure thinking you have to move or prepping to move. And so I thought I would definitely be flipping and moving this summer. And now life circumstances, okay, maybe not in 2025. We'll see what's on the bingo card for 2026. And yeah, so okay, I'm not moving right now, and that's what I had been getting my mind around for basically towards end of summer and into fall. Again, could still happen in spring 2026 or summer 26, but at least for now, I mean, I kind of know something. I kind of know the next 6 months, which, you know, we don't always even know the next minute. So to have a rough outline for the next 6 months, that's pretty good. But I am going through and I want to take down my different chicken pictures, like different farming type things. You know, I'm not doing a farm right now. Since I'm not farming now, you know, if I see pictures of chickens or see the welcome to the farm sign that, you know, I hung by the stove, and those details, it just connects me with the thought, well, this isn't a farm, and that is also okay. And I would like to, over time, get some other artwork, have some other thoughts, do some different things. So over time, I'm going to take down different chicken pictures. You know, I'm seeing my rooster I have by the stove and my chicken I have by the toasters. And I guess they've been here so many years now. In one way, I don't see them. But in another way, I'm like, well, I mean, you have to rebuild your life and you actually rebuild who you are as a person in these kind of situations. And even though I have raised so many flocks of chickens over the last 15 or more years, I don't have chickens in my future right now. And it may even be a few years before I ever raise them again. And maybe I won't raise them again. I don't know. But I want to keep my eye out for some different artwork and pieces I can hang around my kitchen and hang around the house that have meaning to me in this season of life. And that's just something I'm thinking about as I'm recording this voiceover for you and watching this big freezer cooking video with you. Oh man, maybe cooking with beans is my secret. That might majorly improve my cupcake production. as I see these chickens and even the welcome to the farm sign, I'm like, well, we're in a different season now. I'm still learning what that season is. I will be continuing to learn what things look like. And I think I'm ready to pass on some of my past treasures and look for some new adventures.
Alrighty, so we are back. Also, we got someone's afternoon popcorn snack going in the microwave. That's almost done, but I could not wait another minute to get going because today, what are they called? It's that cinnamon butter bundt cake recipe that has been driving me wild that we are doing in cupcake variation. I'm going to open the book. We're going to look at it. I'm hopeful that we can do a ×4 batch. Let me feed the kids some popcorn because they can't eat all these wonderful sugar-free, gluten-free dessert treats that I have made yet because we haven't iced them and I haven't got my thumbnail yet for this video. So that's part of their lived experience as kids of a full-time YouTuber mom. Eat your popcorn instead, kid. So popcorn's been given out and now, so this is again, Trim Healthy Table, $3.80. Okay, $3.80. That carrot cake was delicious. I had probably 3 slices of that last evening. Taste testing, just like, yes, some of my folks taste tested some of those incredible peanut butter cookie muffins, even though we're going to do the chocolate sauce for them today. So they have been taste testing and I have been taste testing. Hello, goodbye kitchen door. However, we're not taking anything out yet because we're not done filming it. Anyway, carrot cake, yeah, we're gonna do that icing. That's gonna be amazing. So many good things. Okay, trying to not get distracted by all the other things. Okay, so let's visit my little friend here again. So, okay, it says if you don't have the bundt pan, you can make these into 12 to 16 cupcakes. So, if the recipe as is 12 to 16, and we do a ×4, then we should end up with 48 to 54-ish, you know, however it goes. So we need butter, our sweetener, eggs, egg whites, baking blend, cinnamon, salt, almond milk, heavy cream or half and half. I have heavy cream, vanilla, and then the natural burst butter extract. The THM brand, the THM ladies, they used to sell extracts. They probably still do. And maybe 4 years ago, I lived in this house. I bought like a whole sampler of all their extracts, and those were wonderful, and they last me a good bit. I don't have any left, but the Walmart had the natural butter type extract. We got that. And then we're gonna make a cinnamon butter glaze. Cannot wait for this to go down, so let's get going. Alrighty, so the math has been done, although I feel like I need a pair of scissors. And there's probably not scissors here because why would there be scissors in the kitchen, right? No need. I had a pair hidden though the other day, and they're still not here. Well, that's what butter knives are for, right? There's plastic on some of these cream cheeses, which are not needed yet, but I have these out with the idea for the plan to finish out all of these projects. We will use these for some different icings coming up. And just thought, oh, I'll quickly, you hear a little popcorn crunching in the background? That's our little mascot for today. This afternoon's chapter is called Doing Things at the Table While Eating Popcorn and Crunching Our Popcorn while Mom makes cinnamon butter bundt cake cupcakes. I like that. I like that idea. So we're gonna need our cream cheese. We're going to need butter. This recipe, I mean, it says, and there's even a note from Pearl, to take one bite of this succulent cake, you'd swear it contains 2 cups of butter. Nope, it's just a sensible ½ cup in the batter. And then they use that extract. However, you're gonna see me with a whole lot of butter, but we are doing a ×4, right? Because I just have a lot of hope in these cupcakes. So, first, get all of these things ready to go. All ready tomorrow. I've got to go back to Costco and Sharp Shopper and Aldi doing those things. So I will need to get some more butter too by then. Somehow today we ran out of toilet paper. So thank you, Walmart delivery. We're solving that problem. All right, so directions. Preheat oven to 350. I've got my little air conditioner off so I can film in here. So we're just gonna wait in that because my oven works really well. We're not spraying a Bundt pan. Electric mixer, cream together, butter and sweetener in a large bowl. Beat in whole eggs until smooth, then beat in egg whites. So there's steps, okay. Keep beating for another 30 seconds. We'll say ish, right? Add the baking blend, the baking powder, the cinnamon and salt, and beat again until mixture is well combined. Add the nut milk, the heavy cream, and the extracts and beat for another ½ minute or so. That sounds sensible. Then you go through scraping it into a Bundt pan and it says once the cake is close to cool, use a knife to pull edges away from the sides if you're using a Bundt pan. If only half comes out at once, it's not the end of the world. Loosen the other half, sort of stick it back together. Okay, yeah. They got some good tips. Making the glaze. And poke holes in the cake. And drizzle the glaze all over. We're excited about this glaze. Okay, so they have NSI, the non-special ingredients. Use grocery store on-plan sweetener and the frugal flour option on page 40. So when you get your version of Trim Healthy Table, you will have that too, plus the links below. It says for dairy-free, replace the butter with coconut oil and the heavy cream with unsweetened nut milk. So there's a dairy-free variation for you. All right, so we're just gonna go for this. And okay, but I have to read it to you several times, okay? So we're getting it in our brain here. Butter, okay, so butter, 8 tablespoons is 1 stick. So I just need to write in my book for another time. 4 sticks. Okay, so we're gonna do 4 sticks of butter. Does say softened, so let me just zing it for a minute. And then we're gonna do our eggs and then our whites. And 2 cups of egg whites is going to be a good bit of eggs. Now, if I could totally coordinate every aspect of my world, I would have, should have, could have, added in a few things I could have used, like another carton of egg whites. But this mama brain didn't even think of that this morning. But that's okay, because I do have a box of popcorn for my kids to eat. So we're basically winning, right? Okay, so we'll just do that for a minute. And eggs, so the one Bundt pan variation calls for 12 eggs. No, I'm sorry, 3 eggs. We are gonna do 12. And it calls for half a cup of egg whites. So that means we need 2 cups of egg whites. And it's extra fun to listen in and play along with my little multiplication game, because you get to catch all my math errors. Like that one phenomenal time I did double butter in my homemade cat head biscuits. Those biscuits were gone ASAP. Those were the best biscuits Mama ever made. So some of the little scribble scrambles work in my favor. So we've got 4 sticks of butter. And we'll put egg whites in here. Baking blend is on tap. I saw a mixing paddle. I really thought I solved this problem though the other week, and I had 2 of them randomly in here, and a whisk, some whisk, and some spoons, not tablespoons. You'll hear me talking in a minute. Some measuring spoons. Okay. I'm just encouraging myself. Okay. Just had to count my egg yolks there. For a second while I was cracking those, I was like, shoot, 4 eggs times 4 is 16. And I had to look, no, it's 3 eggs. 4 times Jamerrill is 12. So basically, I did it right. There was something else that was 4. I see what it was. And I have this error, but it's not for this part of the recipe. When it got to the butter glaze, cinnamon butter glaze, 4 tablespoons of butter, and I wrote a 12 beside it. But I caught my error before we're even there, and I need to make that a 16. Okay, which is 2 sticks of butter, but we're doing it. Okay, so reading directions and being haved. Let cream together, butter. Oh well, we're a little off. Cream together butter and sweetener. Should have done that. Then beat in the eggs. Then the egg whites. No one will know. We've got our sweetener here. And my sweetener math, 4 cups, and I don't think I have 4 cups of this, but I have some other sweeteners that can play along with us, but we will get what we can. And I have a few other THM sweeteners because I just got another box to replenish my baking blend and such. Okay, and I got some more sweeteners in it too. There's 2. This is probably, well, that's not even a 1/4 cup. All right, okay, so we did 2. This is, I think my one fingernail's getting a crack on the side of it. I feel it be a little shaky. We did 2. That was super sweet. This is gentle sweet. So it's just different blends. 3, 4. Okay. That's good. Then we're just gonna cream that together, and then I still need to let me do the egg whites while I'm eggy and thinking of it. So we need 2 cups and we'll go from there.
And back to the freshening up, potentially, maybe getting some different artwork, different pieces for the kitchen. I love my stained glass. That's like a core of who I am. So my bird stained glass in the window, there's 10 little birds, and my mom got that for me as a Christmas gift, probably 2016 or so, when I lived in the forest house. And so that stays. I think all my stained glass stays in my new life. I also have some bigger pieces that haven't fit in the kitchen windows, and I think I might bring some of those pieces up, and maybe I'll put a bigger piece in my window over by my stove. I'm not sure, but I'm just feeling like we will do some different little twirling around in here. I don't know that I'll do a decorate with me type video. It might be more in like my week in the life, meals of the week type video that I do for you guys. But I'll definitely share with you, friends, different little things that we do. I know my book cabinet, I mean, that's full, and the top is full, and I probably need to take the baskets that are on top of my teal china cabinet there and put those down on a basement shelf. Those baskets, see, they serve a purpose from another life. I was having so much produce and so many adventures in my hopes and dreams garden. And, you know, different kids had baskets, and we were hauling things in and hauling tomatoes in, and those were my garden baskets. And since I'm not gardening right now, I just feel like we need books instead, right? We need other adventures. So that's definitely something we'll look into. And actually, coming up here in the future, I have some friends that are going to come and help me clean up some areas of this property. I have what used to be our barnyard. The fences are they're down, like from a tree falling down or just disrepair of not being used the last 2 years. And so that's just a mess. And my folks that I have come and they mow what they can. They mow a couple acres of the property for me every week, and that has been amazing. But they can't get down in the old barnyard area, and also the old, the hopes and dreams garden we did in 2023, where I thought that was all my hopes and dreams. That's all overgrown. And I checked in with myself. You know, for a while I thought at some point I'll just heal to the point where I'll want to get in that garden and work. And man, 2 years in, I still feel super tender even talking about the garden. So it is super overgrown. I'll show a picture here. This is me recently. I was walking by it, and I had one of my folks just, hey, take a picture of me by this. And, you know, the wild plants in it are 10 to 15 feet tall. Earlier in the summer, we did plant some onions in there. I thought maybe we would do that. But even that, it's just is not something I have to choose to do right now. So there are garden beds in there, and there's other metal and equipment and things preventing mowing happening there. So I do have friends that are going to come and help get that out for me so that area can at least be mowed, and that way I don't have to look at it every day. And so that's a step in a direction.
Okay, so I've just been grooving, and my baking soda's right by my baking powder, and the recipe, aluminum-free baking powder, and I used 4 tablespoons of pure baking soda. So it's right here. Things can just go a little wonky. There's ways to compensate if I add some cream of tartar, but you know, I'm already ×4 mathing this recipe. So the last thing I want to do right now is get in there with a cream of tartar situation. So I'm just going to work on scooping out this baking soda. I think we can do it. and then we'll do the baking powder, and it's all gonna be great.
So yes, we do a little extra scooping out there, and I will tell you from the future that things do bake up beautifully in the end. That's one of those things I was like, oh, okay, I caught it. And so if I make a mistake, it's nice to catch it, right? So we're moving forward, we're doing our baking powder, and now I'm going to mix everything up. This is another recipe that is so delicious, and even the icing that we do ends up like, it's fantastic when it's warm, but the way that that icing hardens on these, it's just delicious. Please try, please try. Definitely get these cookbooks for yourself. Like I've shared with you so many times, the Trim Healthy Mama cookbooks have always been like a special friend to me, and I have enjoyed for well over a decade cooking through them. I've learned so many fun little tips and tricks with them. I just love cooking through these cookbooks, and I haven't even scratched the surface. I don't think I've even cooked a quarter of the recipes that they have to offer. So definitely very versatile. If you do their plan, you do their plan, and you do their recipes. If you're not particularly doing Trim Healthy Mama, but you're looking for sugar-free, gluten-free, low carb, different, it can definitely click in with your bio-individual needs and what you need to do for your body. And if you do the plan, that is great. And if you want some best friends in your cookbooks, that is great. Again, you can click the link in the description below, and I will have all of those linked for you so you can look at them yourself. And so now I'm just taking a moment to get things cleaned up yet again, washing off our measuring cups, washing through our bowl, wiping down the counters, getting everything as nice and fresh as we can because we've had 2 big days of doing this sugar-free, gluten-free cooking. And I like to also have a kitchen that we can operate in and that's ready for the next project once I finally have a handle on it. I had felt like before these big cooking projects had started that this kitchen definitely needed a mom. I put some time to getting everything fresh and ready, and it doesn't stay that way because a whole herd of actual humans live here, and we actually use these toasters and use the Vitamix multiple times a day, and things are happening in here, but I am thankful to have this space to work with. And as I've also shared, if we do end up moving to other adventures in the future, we will do our cooking. We can do it in any kitchen, right? It's kind of like the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart song, only I can do it in any kitchen. And we have the video proof when I first moved into this house, and it was the 1963 baby kitchen. Even when my friend Becky from Acre Homestead, when her and her mom came to visit me, I feel like it was October-ish 2022, and they were in the baby kitchen. Becky just said, "Oh my goodness, this is even smaller than it looks like on TV." Now at the Forest House, you know, that kitchen was all my hopes and dreams after having no dishwasher for a decade and being in my small farmhouse kitchen that I lived like 90% of life in. Moving to that Forest House kitchen where I actually had a dishwasher and countertops and just so many amazing cabinets, like more than 6 cabinets and drawers. It was a huge life upgrade. And so we can do it in any kitchen. And I will be thankful for this kitchen while I'm here.
So we have the buzzing of the ovens in the background. Those are going to talk to us. I did off camera just a few minutes ago switch the bottom rack and the top rack on both of them because the top rack was finishing out a little sooner, and we've still got about 5 minutes now on the timer. I did that about the 7-minute mark. Anyway, now we're gonna do some, you know, Jamerrill stuff with this icing situation. We don't have to, let's see. Well, for the incredible peanut butter cookie muffins, these are the ones that some of my dudes were sampling yesterday and liked them even without this chocolate sauce. So we're gonna chocolate sauce them up. We're gonna make what they call handy chocolate syrup. It makes about 3/4 of a cup, and we're gonna make more. It's water, cocoa powder, gentle sweet, or whatever sugar-free-ish sweetener you use, mineral salt, vanilla extract. You put all the ingredients in a small saucepan and bring it to a boil on medium heat, whisking often. So there's gonna be this, and then our delicious butter glaze for our cinnamon butter Bundt cake cupcakes, as I'm calling it. For that, we're gonna need butter, sweetener, cinnamon, the butter extract, and some almond milk. And that is also melt the ingredients together in a small saucepan. I don't think I own 2 small saucepans, but you know, I have my original little pot that I've had since I was 22. And I have the little hand pot that came, you know, single pot. 1 pot, 2 handles, little sauce pot, 1 handle. You know them. So we can do the glazes in those. And then we have some icings that I think are probably all pretty similar ingredients. I'm gonna look here, but these magic salted caramel cupcakes, cream cheese, heavy cream, gentle sweet, vanilla, caramel extract, don't have it, salt. Then they have an additional caramel topping, and one of the ingredients is blackstrap molasses, which, hey, we have all the ingredients for this. We're gonna call that bonus points at the minute. I just wanna analyze frosting. Oh, and then the carrot cake. I was like, there's another thing. Okay, so then the carrot cake, cream cheese, butter, gentle sweet vanilla, back to salted caramel cupcakes, cream cheese, heavy cream, vanilla. So I'm just, cream cheese, heavy cream. I'm going back and forth between 2 recipes. We fold my page. Okay, cream cheese, butter, gentle sweet vanilla, or cream cheese, heavy cream, gentle sweet vanilla. Well, I probably don't have, I might have a cup of heavy cream left. I don't want to get too off the rails, okay? I feel like I should pick one. Basically 1 cream cheese, one has butter, 1 has heavy cream. That's what's happening here. And my butter abounds. And my heavy cream is almost out. Okay, here's where we're gonna go off the rails. Are you ready? I'm gonna do the cream cheese right times 4. And I'm going to do the sweetener right times 4. And I'm going to do the butter right times 4. And that will give us our frosting. And then I'm gonna also, why not, add in my 1 cup of heavy cream I have left, because I don't have anything this week that I'm going to use heavy cream for, and I'm scared. I'm afeared. Yeah, for best quality use within 7 days. If I don't use this now, I'm going to lose it. I know my next week does not have 1 cup of heavy cream on any of my projects, so there you go. It's not going to hurt us. And then for bonus points, the caramel sauce topping, which is probably also a little saucepan situation. Where are we? Little saucepan situation? Little saucepan situation. Okay, is butter, gentle sweet, blackstrap molasses. I'm still rocking that big jug from Azure. Or, yeah, optional for a brown sugar effect. Okay, that takes a little heavy cream. And then xanthan gum or gluckie, which I learned about gluckie from the THM sisters. I've learned so much of what I know from them. So anyway, even like, you know, using milled flax in things. Okay, anyway, I won't give you that dissertation right now, but it's overwhelming because it's like, what, icing and 3 different sauces. But we'll just start somewhere. Where's the easiest win? Easiest win, that's cupcakes coming out. Probably just to get the big batch of icing done and then be focused and stand at the stove as far as the different caramel and the chocolate sauce and the cinnamon butter glaze. I think that's how we'll go about it. Okay, and I guess I will do the deluxe frosting on page 275 for the carrot cake, plus add in some heavy cream and save back just a little. That caramel topping needs 2 tablespoons. Sorry, I gotta go back and check the chocolate sauce. I don't think that needed heavy cream. No. Okay, thanks for rolling through this with me. Okay. All right, so I've got 3 pans out, and then we have that 9 by 13 I got at the end, and 2 more pans of cupcakes. They just, eyeballing says they look like they need about 5 more minutes.
And now we get to just a super delicious part, okay? Homemade icing. I wanted to have enough icing to ice all the things and maybe have a little bit left over. So we definitely enjoy the Trim Healthy Mama sugar-free icing that makes so many of these treats taste extra special and delicious. And so, yeah, I'm just fighting with this cream cheese. Like, let's just, yeah, I guess we're murdering cream cheese now, right? I could not get my fingers to grip the corners of these cream cheese packets just right. So I stab them with the butter knife like any sensible woman and squeeze out the contents. And here we are. So I'm going to get my butter out also that we will soften. And then we will start mixing things up here in a minute. And now we just added in our sweetener, and there goes our butter. And of course, hey, look, our homemade vanilla. I did go ahead and give some of my cooking equipment away, just things I had in my basement for other hopes and dreams projects I thought I would be doing, but I passed it on to another homesteading friend. It was some items that she had been saving for, and I know that she will definitely use them in her kitchen, and I gave her one of my 2 Cuisinart ice cream makers. Remember, I ordered one and lost it, and I ordered it again. I'm also having a sample there, and that's absolutely delicious. So I passed on some cooking blessings her way, and it's nice to know another family will enjoy using these items too.
I'm squatting way down because my camera's way high, but I'm gonna be a fun mom. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So, research. Big, thick slice of carrot cake. And I need homemade icing all over this side of it, really thick. I think that's what my afternoon research calls for. And here's my Walmart delivery without egg whites, but with toilet paper, so continuing to be a winner. Very nice. Okay, so we're gonna I times forward that butter glaze situation. It's gonna be a cup of butter now, 3/4 of a cup of sweetener, a tablespoon and a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of the butter extract, and now 1/2 cup of sugar-free almond milk. So that's what's happening. Directions are here. You know, in my head I was like, I could just mix this up in the pot over there where everything's out and then walk it over, and here I am bringing ingredients over. Okay, and then the directions again to make the glaze: melt ingredients together in a saucepan. Fine, doing it so very well. Okay, and I don't remember what I said to you all, but it is 2 sticks of butter, 2 times for the recipe, because it is 1/2 stick for 1. Okay. But if there was ever a time to double the butter, we would not be mad about it. I have all of the, yes, let's catch things on fire. I have all of the butter cupcake situations here looking at us, and so I wanted to poke holes in them and pour this glaze on it while it was hot. It says in the directions that it's delicious hot. I'd like to try. And it's, hold on, trying to reuse my utensils here. Delicious hot, and then after it's been refrigerated with the butter glaze, it's also like another layer of deliciousness. The glaze is supposed to set up just lovely. So I did a tablespoon and kind of eyeballed the 1/2 tablespoon. Another teaspoon. I'm not gonna do it. Not doing 2 teaspoons of the butter extract. We will just go off the rails there and do a whole tablespoon, because that's what I have here. And so that is on low heat. I need to, grab, what was it for the sweetener? 3/4-ish of a cup. And who am I? I have that measuring cup right here. 3/4 of a cup right when I needed it. I tell ya, that's the good life right there, right? And then for all that icing that we just made, I times 8 that recipe, because it was for 2 other recipes that we times forward, and it's okay, even if I, you know, end up with a little extra icing. It doesn't look like enough icing, honestly, so all good life problems. Look at me. Simple joys of stirring a saucepan with a wooden spoon. So we have this we need to pay attention to, and next we're going to do the handy chocolate sauce. I'm not going to get extra bonus points and do that additional caramel drizzle sauce, because I'm not going to ice the cupcakes pretty anyway. I'm just slapping icing on things. So I do want to slap icing on the carrot cakes and do some walnuts on top. That would be very good. And also, I do want to try to get some of this in the freezer, but yet I'm just thinking, and there's like a whole new week now, and no treats. And if I freeze half of this, if I don't freeze it, quandaries. Okay, I'll just stir my sauce and mind my business, right? Kind of like drink your water and mind your business. I'll stir my sauce. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, and I'm going to, let's look here, the candy chocolate syrup. Where did that go? It's here. Come on back. Okay, water, cocoa powder, sweetener, salt, vanilla. Ingredients in a saucepan. Got it. So 1/4 of a cup, so it'll be a cup of cocoa powder. Let me just, yes, okay. So we'll need 2 cups of water. That can slowly fill. A cup of cocoa powder, which, I mean, that's probably what I have over here left in this container. Yes, pretty much exactly. So get that in there. Starting to get things in the sink. Dishes were already done earlier this morning. Both dishwashers are full of clean dishes, and I have been filming, so people can't get in here to put those away right now. I mean, there's people in here, but not on camera putting dishes away. Water. 2. Okay, yes, 1/2 a cup times 4, 2 cups. 1/4 of a cup times 4, 1 cup. Did that right. Okay, gentle sweet, 5 tablespoons. Let's ask ChatGPT here. What is 5 tablespoons times 4? How many cups? It's probably like 1/2 a cup, 1/4 of a cup. 6 tablespoons in a cup, thank you. 1 1/4. Afternoon math, I appreciate it. So 1 1/4 of this sweetener. And my 1/4 will be, you know, probably 1/5-ish. It's probably pretty good. Stir this butter glaze, cinnamon butter glaze situation. You are looking lovely and cinnamony. Okay, and what else we got going on? Oh, vanilla. It's my favorite to put vanilla in things now, okay? Vanilla, and I probably put my tablespoon in the sink though, but it's all in this bowl up here. And so it should be 2 teaspoons, because it's 1/2 a teaspoon, so then times 4, 2 teaspoons. Going, you know, just going for the 1/3 teaspoon to make it a full tablespoon because we have it. That is nice, and play the game of which burner. There we go. Turn that down on low because I am who I am. Okay, that can like it. This can get almost done here. Okay, and so it says to take a chopstick or something to poke holes in these cinnamon bundt cake cupcake thingies. I don't have a chopstick, so I mean, oh, wait a minute, I got these camping pokers. I was gonna use a fork. Actually, I'm gonna fork it. I'm gonna fork stuff here. Well, now, gently, I'm going to gently poke some holes in these with my fork. Because then this cinnamon butter glaze will go down in the holes. we're not mad about that either. That's my timer. My timer was on there to give me a little goal to get both these sauces going within a certain amount of time, so that's good. This handy chocolate sauce, they have another, well, I mean, they got so many recipes in that Trim Healthy Table cookbook, but one of them, now I feel like I need to look and tell you the page number. They have these chocolate chip pancakes. Chocolate chip pancakes, page 341. And that beautiful sauce on there is this handy chocolate syrup. Handy chocolate syrup that we're making now. That, again, if you're doing Trim Healthy Mama, or if you're looking for sugar-free, gluten-free, and even dairy-free inspiration here, because this had, what did this have? Did this have almond milk? Water, cocoa powder, gentle sweet, salt. Oh, we forgot a little bit of salt. And vanilla. That's all that's in this chocolate sauce. So they show this chocolate sauce on those chocolate chip pancakes. And I was saying, if you're, whatever your eating style is, if you are looking for recipe inspiration, these cookbooks have it for sure. And I'm just their biggest #1 fan. So much so that they now know me, but they did not know the little Jamerrill in the farmhouse whose best friend was that first Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. But now they know, oh, Jamerrill's making our desserts again, only she's making them ×4 or ×8, and she's not rolling those cakes properly. With those cake rolls, those Swiss cake rolls I did, I made the sheet pancakes and then I put them in the refrigerator because this is my life, right? Any other single mom with 57 children might be able to, when the hot cakes come out, roll them and get it all done at that time, but not me. I just can't seem to pull that one off. So when I do it, I take those sheet pancakes, I put them in the refrigerator, and I say, see you later, sheet pancakes. I got other evening activity. I have other evening activities I have to orchestrate. And then the next day I came back and rolled them and they cracked. But let me tell you, I made 2 of them. I think within 36 hours they were both gone. No one cared. Not one person here cared at all that they were cracked. But we're gonna make them again on a day when I can start and finish them. But things don't always go that way. And people will be like, Jamerrill, how do you do these things? Or where are your children? Or yada, yada, yada. I'm like, oh, I've got some here doing Legos. I got some there doing something else. I got them all around. And just like with this video, I did all I could yesterday afternoon. Here I am the next day, continuing on, and we're almost done.
So I am just forking, poking holes in all of these. I think they said to maybe use a chopstick or some other direction. There was some directive there, but we are going to pour over this delicious cinnamon butter glaze, and it is just as delicious as it sounds. Also, we eat them hot and we eat them cold, and the way that the glaze hardens is also fantastic. And there is their handy chocolate sauce as well, which is also delicious.
I've been eating Costco nuts, and now the air conditioner and the fridge are talking to us. I don't think I put the butter extract in this, and that was a couple clips and kind of got a lot of things going on right now. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of this. Okay, turn it back on. This is not in the plan book, okay? This is just filed under Jamerrill going off the rails. I don't think I did that. We did the butter. Part of why I don't think we did that is this was laying on its side kind of randomly over there. But maybe I did it and then I cleaned up and put it over there. Who could know it? Okay, not me. You know it though. You know if I just did extra butter in this or if I did butter extract for the first time in this sauce. bubbling already. Okay, well, it'll be buttery any way it goes. I just don't want to risk it, and I don't want to go through a bunch of video clips now where we're making such good time on everything else.
So now we are icing these carrot cakes. Now, where did a quarter of that carrot cake go, Jamerrill? I ate it. It was delicious. I ate it even without icing. So I highly recommend this carrot cake. And then look at us. We had chopped walnuts in the pantry. Perfection, I tell you, perfection. Now we're just going to ice the larger 9 by 13 pan of carrot cake. And we are also going to cover that in walnuts, and I am proud of us. I love it. I love it, love it when things work out nice, because things working out nice is my absolute favorite. And now more parchment paper. I have recently restocked my parchment paper. I think I got 5 or 6 things of it because I'm like, I need you parchment paper in my life. So I'm just going to work now on getting all of the, samples. I'm going to work on samples, and I'm going to get all of these delicious muffins and cupcakes and gluten-free, homemade from scratch treats and things out on my big baking sheets. And we are going to do their glaze while they're on there. One of the things hey, watch me make them and watch behind the scenes. I'm going to work on gathering everything together for my thumbnail picture for this video. So this is part of how that works. And then from there, we work on processing and packaging things for what we're going to keep in the refrigerator, and then also what we're going to get in the freezer. And actually what we decide to do, I had to discuss it with my teens on how we were going to go about this. For these, we decided to leave them in the refrigerator, and on the 2nd or 3rd day, I would go through with some helpers and we would package what we decided to freeze at that point. But I just wanted to get the week off to a good start. You know, again, I do have 10 people who live here full time. We do have some different preferences and dietary needs, and I try to have a lot of good options. Several of you have asked me about sourdough. I did put my sourdough starter in the refrigerator a couple months ago. It has gone in the refrigerator several times. And after a few months, I bring it back out, I feed it, and we go at it again. We have not had a from scratch, big batch sourdough baking extravaganza since probably February. And it is officially August now. I cannot say that August is the month, but maybe at some point in the fall, we will get that sourdough out and we will have other adventures. And I'm proud of us for continuing on, right?
Nailed it, maybe? Nailed it. Some of these that didn't bake up with the cracks in it, like how theirs show, like this one here, you can see the deep cracks, and that many of these listened, right? But then some of these that were on the top rack, so we're gonna crack it up. I don't know. Can I kind of push them down maybe? I mean, this is like Mom's gone wild a little bit here, but seems like this is what I should do to get the sauce to go down in it some. Let's see if what I'm doing makes any sense. These directions did not say to poke holes in it, but I like that. But I can see where if I truly wanted to do it like a poke cake, maybe I should stab it with my camping, my hot dog sticks. Authentic scorched from camping. I feel like these should have crannies of chocolate syrup in them. There's a lot of chocolate sauce, so I feel like we'll be able to chocolate sauce these well.
And isn't that one of our life priorities, to be able to chocolate sauce things well, right? They have some delicious recipes that you can also use this handy chocolate sauce in, especially their THM chocolate chip pancakes. I would like to make some of those in the future, please. Yes. I would love to make them and have them in my freezer ready to go for whenever I need some chocolate chip pancakes. So we do heavily chocolate sauce all of these, and they are delicious and they hold well in the refrigerator. Even with the sauce, the chocolate sauce soaks in to perfection. I had many people in my household absolutely love these. There were no lies told and no complaints. And I'm getting the big display set up. We are going to have a look at everything that we made over these 2 days. And so many of you have been with me for so many years, and you know, let's taste test as well. So good, so good. Hold the phone, so good, no problems at all. Good stuff, good stuff. And you know, I started talking about making these big batch Trim Healthy Mama desserts again this winter, and just could not get it done. So I am so glad that you have been with me, and we have tackled this Trim Healthy Mama baking list, and we have done 3 different batches of big batch sugar-free, gluten-free desserts. And in their cookbooks, they have many dairy-free variations as well, if you need to make that accommodation for yourself and the people that you love. And I am putting on my icing now. Not beautiful perfection, but absolute deliciousness. And so that's a priority. These are the cupcakes that had the white beans in them as well. And they have sat in the refrigerator for over 24 hours. And I could not tell, many of my people could not tell, and absolutely loved these. And now, tough job, someone has to do it. Now I'm taste testing these cupcakes. This is the first time I had one of these. Very good, very much approve, very delicious. So yeah, that's the thing with these big batch sugar-free, gluten-free baking days. So much taste testing goes on. So I think I probably had like 3 of the, well, I think I had some of everything, but definitely 2 slices of carrot cakes, several of the cupcakes were had, a little bit of the icing besides what was on the cupcake. So this is fun. This is a little sample box I just put together that we're gonna drop off at a friend's. We have the incredible peanut butter cookie muffins with that handy chocolate sauce. Then we have 2 pieces of the deluxe carrot cake. And then we have 1 of the magic salted caramel cupcakes. Now, we don't have no caramel in there actually, but that's okay. Those have been sampled here heavy recently. And then we have our delicious cinnamon butter bundt cake cupcakes. And yeah, that cinnamon glaze, that is amazing. So this is fun. I just put some parchment paper on the bottom. And that is that. They don't have 57 people there. So this will be some nice samples. And so here we go, friends. Dozens and dozens. How many dozens? So many dozens of these cupcakes. And of course, the supposed to be bundt cakes, but we followed the directions and times forward and made them into cupcakes instead. So many dozens of those no-bake cookies. Hey, we also got a cinnamon butter 9x13 cake out of that. And then we also got a 9x13 deluxe carrot cake and a small little 9x5 carrot cake, and then all of those delicious maple, non-maple cupcakes at the end. We put a rack over them in our refrigerator for easy access samples and also to save a little room in there. We have our cakes wrapped in plastic wrap, and this was just such a fun time. Thank you for being here with me through all of this big batch cooking and adventures. I do feel feeding all my people hopes and dreams arising. I think coming up we're going to work on cleaning out the freezers. Maybe we will be doing the summer 25 use it up freezer and pantry challenge, just pulling some things out, making some room. I know I do have a freezer that crashed on me now at some point last winter that I need to get out of my basement. And yeah, we just got some projects coming up. So thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being with me, and I'll see you real soon with a brand new video, and I'll chat with you in those comments below. Bye-bye.